I think being the greatest musician of the 20th century is anybody's idea of success.
Dying.
You know what's kind of crazy? And let me just give a warning. This is going to be a long video, but please stay with me and hear my thoughts and tell me what you think. But does anyone out there crave mastery? And does anyone think it's healthy to crave mastery and push yourself to these limits to try and be the best? Even at a point where insults are thrown and it's just a very vicious and devoted process. I don't know. The reason that I asked this is because I think Whiplash was a really great movie of this guy who was trying to be the best musician ever and be remembered and create a legacy. And I think in order to do greatness, right, you have to push yourself to certain limits, right? But is it a bad thing to push yourself to certain limits? Kobe Bryant, isolated himself from all of his friends, and all he did was go to the gym and wake up at times in the morning that were terrible. He was sacrificing his sleep. He gave everything to the game to be the best that he can be. Should that be the goal for anyone who's trying to achieve greatness, anyone who wants greatness? Should we be pushing ourselves to massive extremes? Or was it a good thing that the teacher, who was played by I'm blanking on his name, but the American, that doesn't have any hair, I know his name, but I'm blanking on it. Was it a bad thing that he was insulting his students and so intense with his students in order to bring greatness out of them? That approach brought greatness out of those students. Or should he have taken a softer approach? I know this video is kind of random, but should one aim to devote themselves so intensely and drop sacrifices and really just give their life, sell their soul to the thing that they're trying to become great at? Or should there be a balance between hanging out with family, friends, and also working really hard in order to achieve greatness? But for the people who are willing to sacrifice everything, I think maybe it's a more efficient process, but it's extremely unhealthy and can be even damaging. And maybe, in the end, when you're massively successful, you're alone with nobody to talk to. Maybe it's not the best process to go through. I sort of have this feeling I want to achieve greatness. I want to push myself to the limit and make a bunch of sacrifices. But at the same time, maybe that's not the best approach. Should I, make sacrifices and have self-discipline, but at the same time, be gentle with yourself, compliment yourself, spend time with friends, family, and everything. And I guess one final question is if you compare two people, right? One person that sacrifices everything, family, friends, and works really hard and devotes themselves to their craft and is super intense and is insulting themselves and pushing themselves, bleeding and doing a bunch of stuff to get to their goal. Is that a better method than somebody who is less intense and is, hanging out with family and friends and, making sure that they're healthy but still achieving greatness and having self-discipline? Which approach is better? Which approach accomplishes more? Also, another thing. Sorry, one more question. For the people who accomplished greatness, is it justified for them to be dicks to people or really mean to people and vulgar? If somebody's incredibly smart and really a master at what they do, are they justified in being mean to people? Because in order to accomplish what they've accomplished, it takes a lot of intensity and stress, and they're probably struggling and damaged and maybe not mentally healthy. Maybe they're justified in their vitriol towards other people. Is there a difference between being a genius and being mean to people and being not really successful and dumb and being mean to people? Are geniuses more justified in their vitriol towards individuals? But that's really all I got to say about that. I thought Whiplash was an amazing movie, and deep down, I do have this desire to just be great at something, just one thing I want to be really good at. And it's like, the question overall, I guess, is like, what approach is best in order to achieve that complete sacrifice and devotion to the very things that you're trying to be good at, or a balance in life where you do sacrifice for your goals, but you also keep friends and family and, good things in your life, rather than like cutting out everything and only caring about your goal, at the risk of dying alone or being alone, or damage of yourself.